everyone. I'm Caroline from Cinema Hearts. I'm very excited to be here tonight with George Mason's Center for the Arts. Hold on, I'm gonna look over here while I share this video. Actually, I could just bring my laptop over here. I don't know about you all, but in quarantine, I have certainly lost track of time. So I was running to my little makeshift studio here. As I got ready, let me see if I can share this video so everyone can see it. Share. Hey, Robbie. Oh my gosh, you are right on time. Hold on, we'll get started in a minute. Let me just share this Cinema Hearts page. Something went wrong. Well, we'll see if we can share this in a minute. Let's just get to it. Ain't the internet a joy when everyone's on it? This is a song about being in the digital world. It's called I Want You, but I Don't Need You. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. You can call me, but you don't have to. Honey, anytime that you are free, you know that you can always hang out with me. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. I got some others I can't hold on to. If you were smart, then you would be spending our nights hold on to me. Oh, honey, I know we're young and we ain't got time. We're so busy thinking about the rest of our lives. Oh, darling, I really think it would be wise for you to keep me around so I can help you rise. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. If you ignore me, well, I'll forget you. But when I'm the one who's making a scene, oh, you'll wish that you stayed with me. Da 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 Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. Babe, I want you, but I don't need you. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Caroline Weinroth. This is my hair growing out. Who's got quarantine hair right now? I do. I'm in the band Cinema Hearts. That first song is one that I wrote with Cinema Hearts. And that'll be a lot of what we're doing tonight. If you have questions about anything, if you want to say something, please do. That's what makes this super fun. I'm going to see if I can share this to the Cinema Hearts page so people can watch. Did you all check out all the lives that have been going on the Center for the Arts page? Here we go. It's a really awesome program, so I'm thrilled to be here as an alumna artist. So for this second song, it's one by me and Cinema Hearts, and it's called Can I Tell You I Love You? Let me get some water. Can I tell you I love you? Can I tell you I care? Can I call you my sweetheart? Or would you be scared? Can I tell you I love you? Can I tell you you're mine? Can we hold hands forever? Or would you rather not try? This you I love you? Can I tell you I care? Can I tell you I love you? Or would you be scared? I'm gonna scroll through these comments. Hey Robbie, you don't remember this one. That song, Can I Tell You I Love You, is unrecorded yet. I've had it in my set list for a while. It's one of my favorites to play. So hope to have that to the stream site soon. What is my favorite song to cover? I think it changes from like year to year, era to era of my life. Currently, I love Mitski. So I think my favorite song to cover for her is called Francis Forever, which I can cover here, but then a lot of the songs I love to cover are songs like People Don't Know. I do have one cover later in the set that you probably do know by Casey Musgraves, but that's later, so hopefully you're on to see that. Oops. Okay. So this next song is called All My Life. I'm trying to like think of something to talk about when I talk about songwriting. So this song, I wrote it for someone who I was into at the time, and then he dumped me for someone else, and I had a great song out of it, so whatever. Sometimes songwriting's as simple as that. But this is one of my favorite songs to play. I think it's got some cool lyrical changes in it. So, yeah. Bringing by some more. I've been in your store before. Didn't recognize the glass shine in your eyes. Share a song or two. You're like someone I always knew. Feeling mystified, familiar Yeah, so imagine receiving that from someone you're like, I don't really want to date them. That's kind of creepy. I'm going to scroll through these comments. How would you compare the challenges faced by a lyricist versus the poet? Oh, I love this elevated question. Thanks, Steve. So if some of you don't know, I also am about to graduate from Mason with my master's degree in creative writing, and I studied poetry, and I just finished up my thesis, which was a collection of poems, and then I'm also writing these songs. I think when I first was starting to write poems, I thought I could approach it the same way. I would write lyrics, and then I realized it's very different for me. I feel like with lyrics, obviously repetition is key for it because you want to have your chorus. I think hooks are a lot more necessary when you write lyrics, and if you don't know, a hook is that line or maybe that sound that like hooks you in, gets you grooving to the song. With poems, I feel like there's more space to kind of expand a thought. I feel like you can be more quiet and subtle in a poem sometimes. But I've also found that sometimes I'll just recycle lines or ideas in both a poem or a song. In that previous song I just did, All My Life, there was actually a line in there that's from one of my favorite plays. I studied theater at George Mason. And at the time when I wrote that song and when I was in college, my favorite show was The Fantastics, which I think they did the year after I graduated, so come on. But yeah, so I hope that answers that. Are there any other questions here? Oh, hey, Abby. My friend Abby texted me last night, oh, I thought your live was tonight, as in last night. So now she's ready, and I hope you all are too. Speaking of college and studying, so I was a theater major at George Mason. I graduated in 2016, if that is of interest to anyone. Guess my age, I guess. You're welcome, Steve. I studied theater performance, and then I kind of pivoted and focused more on audio. So I saw that one of my favorite professors, Billy, is watching, so hey. I wish I had a more complicated mic setup here to like impress you, but didn't happen in time. I'll have you know, almost every like USB mic or pro mic or webcam is sold out locally. So this next song I wrote when I was in class. I had a 3-hour lecture class on Fridays. It was some sort of theater class. I don't really remember what it was. And I remember it was spring semester, and it was like that time in the year when it gets warm, kind of like now, and you're like, I just want to go outside. I want to be free of my finals. So I wrote this song during class, and it's called Daydream. Daydreaming, wishing I could be where you are. Relatable, yes. Daydreaming. It wasn't your class, Rick. Daydreaming, wishing that you weren't so far. I loved your class, Rick. This semester's so bad. Classes are such a drag. I can't wait for break when I'll be holding your hand, but I'm just daydreaming, waiting for the summer to come. Daydreaming, longing for the weeks to get warm. Daydreaming, longing for the end of these storms. Oh, whoa, this semester's so bad. Classes are such a drag. I can't wait for break when I'll be holding your track. I can't wait for break when I'll be holding your hand, but I'm just daydreaming, waiting for the summer to come. Daydreaming, waiting for the summer to come. Daydreaming, waiting for the summer to come. Thanks. Rick, that was not about your class. Yeah. So the next song I'm gonna do is one I really don't play much anymore. I think what's interesting about songs, especially the ones I write, is usually very like of a moment in my life. So this next one is called Homework. Oh, thanks, Camille. This next song is called Homework, and it was about, I think my junior year I wrote it. Junior year or senior year, something like that. And it's very collegiate. And it's a gem, so I'm gonna play it for you all here. So yeah, one of those Cinema Heart songs I don't pull out as much. Probably one of the most indicative of me being a college student. Oh, thanks, Heather. How old was I when I started composing? I was kind of old. I was like 19 when I started writing songs. I was 18 when I started learning to play guitar, and then 19 when I started writing songs, and 20 when I got a band together and did Cinema Hearts, which I still have now. So, you know, just goes to show you can write a song at any age. Although my whole life I've been involved in creative stuff, whether it was doing theater. As I said, I did musical theater for a long, long time, and played piano. But I love the kind of flexibility of playing guitar, the portability too, so love it. Okay, so how many of you caught Brandon Scholl's stream earlier? He was on The Voice. He made it onto The Voice. I've auditioned for The Voice. I've auditioned for American Idol. Did not make it, but it was a really interesting experience. and like a worthwhile experience, waiting in line for a long time, because you know, there's so many people who want to be a part of it. So I'm gonna do one of the songs that I actually auditioned with. I think the hardest part for me when it comes to doing like pop auditions or TV show auditions is just picking the song. I have the hardest time because I do indie rock and I've also done like musical theater, and I don't really have the highest voice. I don't really do riffs. And then I think I'm good at is a slow song, so it doesn't always work. Anyway, but I was proud of this one, and it's one of my favorites to play. And this is by Casey Musgraves. It's Space Cowboy. Let me get this on here. So you can tell me if you would have put me through to the next round, I guess. You look out the window while I look at you, saying I don't know would be like saying that the sky ain't blue, and boots weren't made for sitting by the door, and you don't want to stay anymore. You can have your space, cowboy. I ain't gonna fence you in. Go on right away in your Silverado. Guess I'll see you around again. Oh, I know my place, and it ain't with you. Sunsets fade and love does too. We had our day in the sun when a horse wants to run. Ain't no sense in closing the gate. You can have your space, cowboy. After the gold rush, ain't no reason to stay. Should've learned from the movies that good guys don't run away. But roads weren't made to not go down, and there ain't room for both of us in this town. You can have your space, cowboy. I ain't gonna fence you in. Go on right away in your Silverado. I'll see you around again. Oh, I know my place, and it ain't with you. Sunsets fade and love does too. We had our day in the sun when a horse wants to run. Ain't no sense in closing the gate. You can have your space, cowboy. You can have your space, cowboy. I ain't gonna fence you in. Go on right away in your Silverado. I'll see you around someday. Oh, I know my place, and it ain't with you. Sunsets fade and love does too. We had our day in the sun when a horse wants to run. Ain't no sense in closing the gate. Go and have your space. Yeah, you can have your space, cowboy. So that was the song I used to audition on TV. So it was really inspiring to hear Brandon's story earlier. It took him a few tries, and sometimes that happens. Okay, let's see. Whoops, dropping my pick everywhere. So normally I'm not singing on television or anything, or doing live streams for that matter, so it's kind of neat that I get to do this tonight. With Cinema Hearts, I tend to play a lot of live concerts, and mostly in Washington, D.C., but we've done a few little East Coast tours. So if you have questions about that, I mean, I can answer it. It's an interesting time for live music, so I'm really thankful that the College of Visual and Performing Arts and Center for the Arts were able to partner and offer grants for alumni artists. It's really an awesome opportunity to kind of return to the Center for the Arts stage. Let's see, so this next song, some of you might know this, some of you might not. I used to do Miss America pageants, loved it. And like any competition, whether it's Miss America or The Voice, or honestly even going on tour, it's like really rigorous. It takes a lot of energy, but like in the end, you're like, I love it. There's like such a thrill to it that, so I wrote this song and it's called Mirror. And if you want to hear it again, I have a video on the Cinema Hearts YouTube that I made for the NPR Tiny Desk contest. And this is one of my favorites to play. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? The question that judges love to ask me. I see a woman who wants to be free, but I'll be what you want me to be. It's lonely out here, traveling every 2 days. Who will I meet and what will they say? Going miles and miles through the mountain highway. Sometimes my eyes close when I drive. Sometimes I close my eyes when I drive. I'll be your queen, I'll be your fantasy. Project all your dreams onto my body. When I look in the mirror, I don't know what I see. It's simpler to stare silently. Life's simpler when you stay pretty. I'll be your princess, I'll be your trophy. I'll be your mirror if you look at me. When I go to the parties where people to meet, I'll be what they want me to be. I'll be what you want me to be. So that's a sassy one. And if you want to listen to it online, it's on YouTube. It's not recorded yet, but I do have other songs recorded that you can find in this virtual world. So you can click the links above and you can see more about Cinema Hearts and the songs that I make. Let's see. What time is it? Oh, we are good on time. So this next song, it's like sort of collegiate too, I guess. This song is called Loose Love. My wrist hurts and I can't sleep. Spent all night scrolling through your feed. Let's promise to hang out. That's what summer's all about. Let's explore the woods and each other's hands. Don't get other's minds and waste each other's time. Don't get too devoted, don't get too attached. You aren't the first one, and you won't be the last. Don't get hung up on me, don't cry when it's done. It's only a loose love, and we're just having fun. Oh, 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 good love. Oh, 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 good love. I'll tell you things I don't tell my friends. Won't talk for months 'cause it's all pretend. Don't get too devoted, don't get too attached. You aren't the first one, and you won't be the last. Don't get hung up on me, don't cry when it's done. It's only a loose love, aren't you having fun? Oh, 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 good love. Oh, oh, good love. Oh, oh, thanks, Abby. Let me see here. So, Abby and I once played a show together at Center for the Arts. We opened for the Cold War Kids. Sorry, just Cold War Kids at their homecoming show. Abby does folk rock, and actually, coincidentally, that song I just played, Loose Love, that was like my sort of attempt to write a folkier song. It's the only Cinema Hearts recording that has acoustic guitar on it. So yeah. Oh, thanks, Doug. Hey, Jack. Let's see. Okay. This has a capo. This next song is called Every Day is a Day Without You. Coincidentally, not written during quarantine. I actually wrote this one before all that, but it seems applicable. So, here it is. Every day is a day without you. Every day is a day when the sun sets too soon. Every day is a day knowing that you're far away from me, darling. Every day without you. Every day is a day when I'm wondering where you are and what you're up to. Every day is a day that's more lonesome than before. Every day I'm without you once more. I've got stars in my eyes, hoping I'll be surprised by your presence or maybe your call. I've been hoping so long. Oh, is it so wrong to love you though you've been gone? Every day is a day when I'm waiting to hold you and have you back home. Every day is a Oops, good, we're reconnected. That was the first song I wrote that had a key change in it. And I decided to go all out and add 2 of them. Most of my other songs don't have key changes because sometimes I would use like a harmonizer pedal and it is specific to the key. But lately, what I think is interesting is I've kind of moved away from vocal effects as much and moved more towards like guitar effects or guitar solos. So a lot of my older songs had like more harmony parts, and a lot of my newer songs have more guitar fiddling around. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more song, and I just want to say thanks so much for tuning in and joining. I'm Caroline from Cinema Hearts, and if you like this kind of stuff, hang out with me online. I do other live streams, I have some music available, and yeah, I love to do it. So I really got my start doing performance at George Mason University, and I'm so thankful that I get to do this with them again tonight. All right, so this last song I'm gonna play is called Cherish. I was thinking a lot of like Karen Carpenter when I was doing this song. Hold fast, some loves don't last, but I'll cherish you. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight for Mason Arts at Home. I'm Caroline Weinroth, proud graduate of George Mason and a part of Cinema Hearts. So hope to see you all soon. Bye!